Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Actually, I just flew in from Florida. I was doing a seminar in Florida just prior to Costa Rica. Flying in last night very, very late. First of all, before I get started, I would like to, the speakers get all the applause and we get all of the appreciation. But in actuality, all you folks are here. Some of you away from your families, some of you away from your work, some are away from all the things that you do in your life. And you're the ones that I would like to give the applause to, because without all you folks being here, it wouldn't be possible for this convention to be here. And again, I'd just like to thank you. My mother always said, we're a product of our environment, right? We are who we associate with. Pick your friends and I'll show you your future. Well, what a future we have here. My God. You guys are incredible. I've only been here, I was at one other event just as a spectator, and that's why I wanted to come back. It was unbelievable. The folks that are in this room right now, and the enthusiasm and the excitement and the things that you want to do to make this a better world, I would like to be part of your world. And again, I just want to bring that up before I get started. Last night when I was flying in, I was actually sitting in first class, and there was a lady sitting beside me breastfeeding, which is a common thing nowadays for women to do. But what happened, she was saying at 36,000 feet, the compression builds up and the baby starts to cry, so by breastfeeding it relieves the pressure. And for 40 years now I've been traveling, and all this time I've been chewing gum. Anybody here from Canada? Oh, fantastic. I'm from Canada, actually. I was born and raised in Canada. Elmer, Ontario. Anybody here of Elmer, Ontario? No. Huh? They just had a beauty contest there. Nobody won, but I was born in Elmer, Ontario, and I just want to tell you just briefly, just to take a couple seconds about where I come from and where I am now. I was actually raised by my grandparents from the time I was born until the time I was 15 years old. My grandparents, my grandfather passed away, and my grandmother contracted Alzheimer's, and I was a street person when I was 15 years old. So from being a street person to where I am now, I feel very blessed to be able to have the opportunity to go out and tell my story. But first of all, when I kept 3 jobs at that time at 15 years. The only thing that kept me from university, by the way, was high school. I never did go to high school. They said, how far did you go to school? I said, about 5 miles. That was about it. But basically, I never had the opportunity to go to school, and I didn't miss not going to school. It wasn't a big deal for me. And but anyways, I lived in the YMCA, and I started working with children, even at 15 years old, because they said, here's a guy that's 15, he comes from a broken family, he comes from this, he comes from that, but yet you're enthusiastic, could you talk to my children? And I started working with a program called Scared Straight. You ever heard of it? Oh, yeah. Huh? And it was sort of keeping the children from probation to prison. I was sort of the mediator between the two, and they wouldn't listen to the psychologists and the professors and the people with all the education, but they listened to me because I came from where they came from. And so people started asking me, would you do this, would you do this, would you do that? And I ended up taking up kickboxing. Familiar with kickboxing? Yes. I broke my nose in 3 places. I'm not going back to those 3 places again, but I got into kickboxing. I had 16 professional fights, actually. I won 15 out of 16. I fought Golden Gloves. And then I got into something, and some of you can remember this, right? Do you remember the little woodpecker that went into the glass of water? Unbelievable. I made enough money to buy myself a brand new Cadillac and pay cash. I bought those. I was at one of these product shows where you have one-of-a-kind shows, and I went there and I seen this, and I bought a few of them, and I took them to the different stores, and I was buying them for 10 cents, and I was selling them for 50 cents, and they were selling them for 98 cents. And they had all the stores in Canada called Becker's and Max Milk, and all these stores wanted them. And I went into Kmart, and they had 80 stores. And so I convinced them to put them on each one of the cash registers. Can you imagine a 40-foot container of woodpeckers? Right. I sold thousands and thousands of these woodpeckers. And then the mood ring. I'm sure you're familiar with the mood ring. Oh, yeah. So I got into the mood ring business.